What's up, guys? My name is Squigga, and today we are doing some battling here on Hearthstone. We are gonna challenge some dudes on the low ranked ladder with our Druid deck, our custom Druid deck. We are rocking 2 Innervates, 2 Wild Growth, 2 Wrath, 2 Savage Roar, 1 Big Game Hunter, 2 Shade of Naxxramas, 2 Swipe, 2 Keeper of the Grove, 2 Piloted Shredder, 2 Druid of the Claw, 1 Lotheb, 2 Sludge Belcher, Squudge Belcher, 2 Force of Nature, 1 Karen Bloodhoof, 1 Black Knight, 2 Ancient of Lore, 1 Ancient of War, and 1 Ragnaros the Fire Lord. So we are running kind of an old school ramp deck here. I always loved playing it prior to the release of Goblins versus Gnomes. Basically, the goal of the deck is to drop Wild Growths or Innervates early to get early board advantage with like 5 and 6 drops, and then scale into the late game with stuff like Ragnaros, Ancient of War to deter any sort of attacking, any sort of aggro strategy. Zoo gets a lot of dudes down who Ancient of War helps eliminate. And then of course we have Force of Nature and Savage Roar combo, which does a total of like I think 12 or 14 damage, something like that. So let's jump right into it and find some games here. I really like the Druid. I don't know if I've expressed this sentiment before, but I really like the Druid because it gives you a lot of options. Every card in the Druid deck is designed around being versatile for one of 2 situations. We found one versus Rexar, a hunter. What a surprise. He is Maga Sunday? Maga Sunday? Okay, so we do have a Wrath in our opening hand, which is pretty great. I kind of want to keep the Sludge Belcher just because aggro Hunter is so common, and Sludge Belcher really helps to shut down aggro. But I also don't want to keep a 5. I guess we were just so intimidating. So intimidating that he felt the need to concede immediately. So that's 1 win for us. I mean, I'll take it, right? I will take it. Let's look for another one. Something tells me we're doing 3 battles in this video instead of 2. Why are there so many hunters? I don't like hunter. I'm really glad that they went through that whole starving buzzard nerf. I think without that nerf, hunter would still be the most played deck. I don't know whether or not it is. As we get a game versus another hunter, Rolo playing the hunter. Okay, we have a Wild Growth in our opening hand, which is pretty nice for us. I think I'm going to keep this Shade of Naxxramas around just because it's nice having him early to scale like crazy. We are going to draw a Sludge Belcher. I would have liked to see like a Wrath or something like that to sort of stimmy the bleeding that will undoubtedly happen early. We'll see what happens though. We draw another Sludge Belcher. Got nothing to play turn 1. We'll see what this guy has. He's using the basic card back, which could be a way of lulling us into a false sense of security. No turn 1 play. We are going to go ahead and Wild Growth this turn so that we are at 4 crystals next turn. Hopefully we draw a pretty cool 4-drop or something. Otherwise, we are probably just going to play Shade of Naxxramas and let him scale up a little bit. We see a Bloodfen Raptor come down on my opponent's side of the field. Oh, we draw another Wild Growth. Honestly, I think Wild Growthing again this early is better for us than dropping the Shade. I like to Wild Growth as soon as I have the option. We're going to go ahead, armor up, and I think hit this thing. It's going to do like a total of 7 damage to us after armor and stuff, which kind of stinks, but I'd rather just take it out with my face than let my minions take damage where they don't need to. So out comes Silverback Patriarch, essentially ruining that. Luckily, we do have the mana now. We could drop 2 Shade of Naxxramases if we wanted to, but I think I would much rather drop a singular Sludge Belcher, who is going to do work against what we have on the other side. He says greetings. I will also say greetings. Hello. I like this map. You can like make the eye fall out on this. You can cut down the vines here and that thing lights up and everything. Ooh, scary. Start a fire. He's going to drop the Animal Companion and get Leok, which is definitely the best one he could have gotten there, as it will enable him to do an awful lot to my Sludge Belcher should he choose to attack it. I definitely would. I think in general it's better to oh, he has something. Arcane Shot. Okay. I thought it was Hunter's Mark for a second. That would be worse. So he's going to 1 for 1, well, 2 for 1 with the Arcane Shot, our Sludge Belcher, and opt not to attack with his 2/4 Silverback Patriarch. We did draw a swipe, which is pretty great because it means we can take out one of his 2 dudes and deal a little bit of damage to the other. I think Leok is just more threatening. I mean, I could play this guy later to... No, we're gonna swipe Leok. Leok does a ton, and we are gonna go ahead and drop a Shade of Naxxramas and then just sort of bump that guy into that guy. Shade of Naxxramas is a really cool card. You just kind of let it sit there and build up. Gets very powerful if you leave it alone for long enough. Not like they have much of a choice. So he is going to go ahead and kill our little Sludge Belch E. And play another Silverback Patriarch. So far, we've only seen like basic cards from this guy. He might just be running a basic deck. We are going to go ahead and become a 3/3. I don't think we're going to be attacking this turn, though. I think we're just going to let it stew a little bit longer. And I'm going to opt to play a Sludge Belcher and another Shade of Naxxramas, and then just end the turn. I think once our other Shade is a 4/4, we are going to use him to kill the healthy Silverback Patriarch. And in the meantime, hopefully just like bash through the 1/1 and anything else that he plays with our Sludge Belcher. He is sitting on 6 crystals with 6 cards in hand, so plenty of options from his side of the field. If it is a basic deck, I'm not too scared, but he could drop like a Savannah Highmane or something here, and unless we draw a Keeper of the Grove, that will be pretty problematic. It's a very good card. That's the 6/5 for 6 that summons 2 2/2 hyenas. All of them are beasts. All of them are beasts. What's this guy gonna do? He drops Houndmaster to boost his healthy Patriarch out of the range of our Shade of Naxxramas next turn, and he's gonna go ahead and coin out a Raid Leader. So, yeah, I think this is a basic deck. He's gonna slam into our Sludge Belcher, dealing 4 damage. Time does move quickly, and then trade his 2/1 for it. That's okay with me, as that means that we are able to take out the 4/3 with our 3/3 Shade of Naxxramas, which is exactly what's going to happen. Now I kind of want to play a Druid of the Claw in speedy form, which is something that doesn't happen very often, but I would just kind of like to... I don't really want to lose this Shade of Naxxramas. Well, maybe it's just better to throw down another taunt guy. Alternatively, we could drop Lotheb. Lotheb is always good. Lotheb is always good, but I think I would rather have more taunt and then take out the Raid Leader with this guy. So he loses his stealth, but he is not dead yet. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Call of the Wild, or whatever it is. Shapeshift. Completely different. Not even close to the same. Call of the Wild is a book. So I'm going to Shapeshift and hit him for 1, and then pass the turn, as we have just done. He's sitting on 4 cards in hand, 7 crystals. He has Hunter's Mark for our 4/6, so that thing is going to go down to just about anything. Solid play from him. He is going to opt to kill the 1/2 with his 4/3, and then multi-shot to take out our other 2 minions. So good plays by him. He is definitely making the most with what he's got. What are we going to draw? What are we going to draw? A Wrath. I dig that. We are going to go ahead and Wrath this guy for sure, which leaves us with 8 crystals. I think I'm going to go ahead and play Lotheb and then smack him for 1 with our Shapeshift again. Lotheb is such a good card. I'm so glad that Naxxramas brought us Lotheb. Look at this guy. He's got cool art too. He likes mushrooms. He's going to play an Ironfur Grizzly, the 3/3 beast with taunt, and an Oasis Snapjaw, which is a 2/7. We don't really have a way to deal with that Oasis Snapjaw, but I'm not actually all that concerned with it. So we're going to go ahead and smash this thing, and then play this guy as a taunting man, then Shapeshift and hit him for 1 again. Gonna take that Oasis Snapjaw a while to whittle through our taunt, unless he plays something else that is, like maybe he has another Hunter's Mark, something like that. just to wear us down. But as it stands, we are in a pretty good position. He is going to play a Starving Buzzard. Look at that. 5 for a 3-2 with the same effect it has always had. I don't even know that that card's worth playing anymore, honestly. We're going to draw a Force of Nature. Now, I think I am just going to go ahead. Force of Nature. Savage Roar. Smack him for a ton. Yep, this looks good to me. So, well played. Well played. I mean, that guy was definitely using a basic deck, and he did, I think he did the best he could with that. Unfortunately, Hearthstone is one of those games where you're just at a huge, huge advantage if you've funneled money into it and have gotten packs and stuff like that earlier than you would otherwise. So that was game 2, if the first one even counts. Once again, 2 hunters. So we'll see who our third game is against, and I think this is going to be our last battle of the video. What we got? What we got? What we got? What did you guys have for breakfast? I am having a delicious breakfast sandwich, purchased for me by Sarah. So, we get a mirror match versus Malfurion Stormrage, the Druid. W.C. Nelson is piloting him. I do like seeing that Wild Growth in our opening hand, but the other 3 cards are honestly not doing it for me, so we are going to throw them back and hope to draw some removal or more ramp. Swipe. Swipe is good. I like Swipe. Swipe is good. Now, it looks like our turn 1 is just going to be coining out a Wild Growth. Yeah, I think our turn 1 is going to be coining out a Wild Growth unless we draw like a Wrath and he plays something ridiculous. But he doesn't, and we don't. So we're going to go ahead and coin out a Wild Growth just to put us on par here. That is one of my favorite opening plays. I'm not even sure if it's good. I just like it. He is sitting on 2 crystals. He's going to use it to shapeshift and smack us for 1. Kapow. Why am I hitting myself? I don't know. So we draw an Innervate, which is super cool, but not useful for us right now. Come turn 5, I think we're going to get an Ancient of Lore, though, which is kind of nice. So we're just going to use this turn to shapeshift and beat down his armor. I think next turn, depending on what he plays, we're either swiping or piloted shreddering. I would prefer to piloted shredder. God, I can't say it. All right, so he's gonna shapeshift and smack us, which is fine. He's not doing an awful lot. He's sitting on 6 cards over there, so got a lot going on. I think we are gonna go ahead and drop the piloted shredder and end our turn. Piloted shredder, real good card. Real good card. 4/3 for 4 that summons a 2-drop when it dies. I mean, come on. He's going to Spellbreaker it, so forget what I said about summoning a 2-drop when it dies. We are going to draw another Ancient of Lore, and I think there is no reason not to just Innervate out an Ancient of Lore here and draw 2 cards. Keeper of the Grove and Druid of the Claw. Now, I think what I'm going to do is trade our Piloted Shredder for his Spellbreaker, just because I want to keep my Ancient of Lore healthy if possible. He now also has 5 crystals available and 7 cards in hand. He hasn't done an awful lot this game, which is making me a little bit nervous. And he's going to shapeshift again. He's going to take a turn to shapeshift and hit us. What does he have in his hand? What monstrosities await us in the coming turns? I'm going to go ahead and play a Druid of the Claw in Bear form. I don't know, maybe he's holding like a Black Knight. That would be one of those cards that he would save. That would be one of those cards that he would save. I'm not going to play around that. I'm just going to make us taunt because that is generally better for us. We do have 2 Keeper of the Groves in hand, so if he plays anything especially scary, we are going to get to silence it. Just like that, hey! We draw an Innervate as well, which is pretty nice. So we're going to play Keeper of the Grove and silence the 4/5 Divine Shield taunt. And honestly, I think we're just going to smash him in the face. I see no reason not to just go right for the face here. So that's what we're going to do. We dealt a solid 10 damage that turn, and our board is looking pretty nice at the moment. He, of course, still has a ton of cards in his hand. Like, what is he waiting for? What could he have that isn't relevant? So he has Swipe, and he's going to hit our Taunt guy with the Swipe. Then he is going to Wrath. So I guess he was just sitting on a bunch of removal that he was kind of waiting for. And trade his Crippled Sunwalker for our Ancient of Lore. So good on him. He ends up more or less clearing our board out. We are going to go ahead and play another Ancient of Lore and draw 2 cards. See what we get here. Cairn Bloodhoof and Ragnaros the Fire Lord. I'm always down with that. We're going to smack him for 2 and I think just end our turn. I see no reason not to. Let's see what he plays. He plays his own Ragnaros. Hopefully it hits us. Or that guy. I mean, that's fine by me as well. So I think here we are going to go ahead and... Oh, we have the combo. Force of Nature and Savage Roar. That is going to be enough for us to take this guy out, which is exactly what we are going to do now. So, well played, dude. Well played. So, three real good games for us, and I am glad that we were able to break the streak of hunters that we were seeing on the ladder here. Yeah, 1 game away from that sweet 60 gold. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I had a lot of fun making it. If you did, remember to leave a comment or a like. Let's be ambitious and try for 5 likes on this video. If you want to see more videos like this one, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a good day. I know I'm planning on having a good day. I mean, who plans on having a bad day? That would be very pessimistic. But yeah, that's it for me. Have a good one, everybody.